Deep in the shadows, I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is CeeChronicles, and on this channel I post fragrance related content, particularly fragrances from the Middle East. Please consider subscribing, guys. There's going to be a subscribe button there. Don't click that particular one, but click the one below here on the YouTube page, because sometimes when I put that flickering subscribe button, some people are tempted to just click the red one. Also remember to hit the like and share button. Those two buttons, guys, are very, very helpful when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. We are back with our, if you know, okay, our discovery set from French Avenue and Fragrance World. Remember, I did say that I was going to clue you up as soon as I see that French Avenue or Fragrance World has posted one of the new releases, because all these fragrances that I've shown you here, right, I've got two drawers of these fragrances that are due to be released this year, that is 2025. I have pulled out Gracia, and this is going to be the first one. I'm just going to give you a close-up of Gracia. Okay, I'm going to give you a close-up of it so that you can see what we are talking about. Okay, so I did see that French Avenue have posted this one, and I thought to pull it out. And what I did, guys, is I was just reaching out for the notebook. And what I did is I did spray it. So this is not going to be first impressions. I sprayed it on my skin, sprayed it on the clothes to try it out. Immediately when you spray this fragrance, this Gracia, you're going to be hit by that milk. It's a laconic fragrance. It's a white floral. Okay, let me just look the notes up and tell you. Okay, it lists the notes of late ambrette, tuberose jasmine, vanilla musk, fève de tonka, and cacao. Right, this is where I'm reading from. I hope you can see where it says Gracia right there. Now, this fragrance, to my nose, is in the same vein as that Blanche Betty, right? Which is a fragrance that I have two clones of, as well as the original version of it. It's a white floral with a very laconic feel to it, very milky. So the milky note in the original formulation, as well as in this Gracia, is so vivid to an extent that for some it's going to be a love or a hate, where some are going to say, okay, in the heat this is kind of nauseating in the way the milk is very pushy there because it's quite prominent there. But if your nose tolerates that, then you're going to appreciate this fragrance. A beautifully done fragrance. It has a good serving of vanilla and musk. It is on the sweet side, and the milky note in here comes off as a powdery milk feel or vibe, where if you open a tin of powdered milk and you smelt it, there is something there that doesn't vibe like how fresh milk vibes, if at all that makes any sense. Or even tasting powder milk. That's how the milk in this interprets. And in here, they've said late. And late, I know in French means milk. You will be able to pick a little bit of that cacao if you can get past that milky accord. I love, how at par it is with that Blanche Betty. Vibes differently on the skin than it does, or holds on differently on the skin than it does on the clothes. So that's why I sprayed it on both. I find that it has a lasting power that's more on the clothes than it does on the skin. But that could also be subjective. I mean, in the sense that maybe my skin kind of eats up the notes here, where on the skin, I found it fading much faster and almost completely gone in the 3-hour mark, where I had to really sniff it closely. But on the clothing, if you get to where it's windy, like I sometimes test my fragrances, in front of a fan, just to make sure, to see if people around me can smell them. And by people around me, I'm talking about my kids, whether they'll be able to smell them after 2-3 hours. I was able to smell this Gracia after 3 hours, 4 hours of wearing it on my clothes. So there was wafts off, but it does kind of stick closer. You are going to get projection, from this of about perhaps a meter and a half, but that's going to last for about the first hour to 2 hours. tops. After that, it becomes, a fragrance that comes alive when it's blown, by the wind. The DNA in itself is one that you can wear all year round, although some people might prefer to wear this in cooler weather because of how pushy electronic it is. So yeah, guys, to my nose, Gracia, by French Avenue, vibes a lot like Blanche Bitsy. I want to pull out Opus Grande as well as Opus Magnum. Okay, so I'm going to show you Opus Grande, a close-up of, and then I'm going to spray it on my skin. I'm going to spray this one on my skin because I actually like what it's doing. Okay, so that's Opus Grande. There you have it. That's Opus Grande. I did spray a lot there because I love it. Okay, this Offset is a very sweet fragrance. It also gives me a waxy thing. I'm going to look for it so that we do not guess the notes, but I think I have gotten to the bottom of what it kind of reminds me of. The notes here are cassis, lychee, and mandarin. Okay, and then the mid is jasmine, water lily, and peony. Yes, it's going to have a floral weight to it, but the floral bit of it is going to come across as though it's very smooth and there. And then the base of this is patchouli, moss, praline, and musk. I wouldn't worry about the patchouli in this. I don't get much patchouli in here. What I get the most is a sweet fragrance that is a citrusy, very, very sweet fragrance. You have to like sweet fragrances for you to appreciate Opus Grande. I'm going to give you some scent profiles that you're most likely to like, that kind of vibe like this. This reminded me immediately of one fragrance that I have from Grandeur. It's a green one. I've forgotten the name. I'm going to see if I can put the picture there. But just smelling it like this reminded me a lot of that Albotania, which is a fragrance that has been likened a lot to Bond No. 9's Greenwich Village, right? And this, as opposed to the Albotania one that I came with, remember I did say that it's one of the least lasting fragrances in my collection. It's one of those that are gone before you know it. This doesn't give me that. This has, a weight to it. I love the refinement in this. I love how it's louder, okay, than the one I got from Albotania. But anyway, going back to what it's inspired by, that Greenwich Village, I do not have that fragrance in my collection. That is why I am, comparing it to that Albotania / Grandeur one, the green one. That what I get from here is a fragrance that's more active, a fragrance that's a little bit louder there, but it's going to be on the sweet side. Sweet in how sweet Baccarat Rouge is. Another fragrance I can give you as an example to give you how sweet this one is, Mental Shortcut, without that particular fragrance being a clone of this or being like this, is that BDK Velvet Tonka. If you like Velvet Tonka, the way Velvet Tonka is sweet, then the sweetness, that you get from here is a pass. So it's going to be, and if you like, you're most likely going to like, but it's not going for Velvet Tonka, guys. I do try to give you what I call mental shortcuts to help you decide whether you like a fragrance or not. All right, so the Opus Grande I absolutely love. I feel if money was permitting, I could add a full bottle of this. Has a good lasting power. It gives you a little bit of everything in a tease. You do get that citrusiness, but it's not a citrus, okay, like a sweetened mandarin, but that's not what it's about. Then you get the peony, and then you get an overall sweetness, in it. The patchouli, don't worry about. It's not going to be about that. There is a lychee in here, so it also has, an aquatic way to it. So yes, I do love Opus Grande, which was the second last one, guys. I had to bring here because it said Opus, right? So this is Opus Magnum, and okay, I sprayed the Gracia here. I'm going to spray the Magnum here. We've sprayed the Grande here. Okay, so I'm not confusing myself, and I hope I'm not confusing you as well. Okay, so this is Opus Magnum. Oh, okay. So this, I did not give a good test wear. I just sprayed it on a blotter because I felt it was going to be too masculine. Now it's not, right? This has a tobacco note. It also has a sweetness there, possibly has some florals, right? And I did look it up because it was kind of reminding me of something, but I wasn't sure what it was. And then I remembered a fragrance that I got gifted by Pandora Scents, which is Paris Corner, a grayish one, and I did feature it here. So this vibed a lot like that, to an extent that I had to search whether other people were getting that same tobacco thingy vibe. So Opus Magnum's notes are bergamot, incense, and basil, as well as some cardamom. This is just a very refined, kind of subtle, incensey feel you're going to get, just as how, you know, that tobacco also vibes. Yes, the tobacco is more than the incense in, you know, the way it's there. It quickly carries a vanillin accord to it, an ambery accord to it, a sweetness to it that kind of, you know, then soothes things there to make sure that everything, guys, if my hands are yellow, it's because I was jaundiced. That's why I wasn't doing videos, but I'm back now because it's gone on my eyes. It's only on my hand, so I hope it doesn't bother you. So yeah, I was saying this one, though having heavyweight notes like dry amber, oud, Peru balsam, tonka bean, those notes used in very generous doses can easily become too heavy on the nose. This doesn't give me that. This gives me not really a careful fragrance, but a fragrance that's well blended to an extent that nothing is screaming here or screechy. So you are going to get that amber feel, and it's the amber that's mostly kind of like pacifying everything. To an extent, you may not even get the oud that they have put here, you know, unless you have smelt a lot of variations of oud, then you're going to pick that. The tobacco is there. It's going to have a lavender, adding a little bit of an aromaticness in the mix. You know, it has a lot going on at the same time. To an extent, I would say if you are not accustomed to some of these fragrances that present a lot of notes of at the same time, then you may want to perhaps get a tester of this than just go full bottle. But I personally love it. I find that the tobacco note and everything else here, you know, is blended beautifully to an extent that though it's a daring fragrance, I can still carry it because it doesn't become screechy, guys. So that is what I can say about Opus Magnum. This to me vibes masculine, but I can wear it. I'm just putting the masculine umbrella there to just help some people that buy fragrances based on gender. This, I believe, draws inspiration off that Amouage tobacco, something tobacco. I'm going to put the picture, you know, on the screen there. It draws inspiration of that Amouage Opus something tobacco, the one in gray. So I'm going to put the picture, and yeah, guys, that's what I can say. Projection of the three fragrances that I showed you here, Opus Grande, that Gracia, and this one's going to project the most. This one makes a bolder statement. This one can potentially be room filling. It's just that I'm, you know, working off a tester, and this may have some people, you know, preferring to wear it in winter or cooler weather, but I can certainly pull this one anytime. So yeah, guys, those are the three fragrances that I decided to pull from my discovery set that I was gifted by French Avenue and Fragrance World. I do hope you found, you know, my thoughts on these fragrances useful. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Remember to turn on post notifications, guys. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember, guys, that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.